Welcome to Up All Night DIY. I'm Monica. Thanks for joining me. Fun, easy, retro Easter decorations are on the menu today. Let's get into it. I printed on the cardstock this adorable retro bunny that I found on Pinterest. I just thought it was so cute. I backed it with another piece of cardstock to give it extra body, and I used a glue stick to do this. Then I cut it out. I also printed a vintage Easter egg die package image. I used these to trace out the shape onto 1/2-inch pine board, and I cut it out with my scroll saw. Here she is, all cut out, and I sanded away any rough edges. Also, I cut a 1x2 for a stand. So the first thing I'm going to do is give it a layer of white acrylic paint. One coat will do. Since it'll mostly be covered with the paper image, I do make sure that the edges are well covered since they'll be more visible, and I painted the back as well. To give it a more aged look, I'm going to add some Tim Holtz Vintage Photograph Distressing ink, and I'm going to use my cosmetic sponge to do this. I'm just hitting the edges. This will not only add aging, but it's a good way to hide the white edge. And I'm just going to go all around the bunny with this. And you know what? I think I'm going to add some to the bunny too. I really want this to look like it's been around since the 1960s. And I'm going to do the same to the egg dye image. And now I'll repeat this using black ink. I'm only using the black on the edge though, not actually on the bunny. It's glitter time. I'll apply Mod Podge wherever I would like to see some shimmer. Then, I'll pour on my Glamour Dust. It's an ultra fine iridescent glitter. I'm really kind of using it as a highlight, if that makes sense. Let's get some on her cheeks and nose. Let's glitter up the eggs too. And we'll do some on her jacket and random places on her body, and definitely on those little tulips. And of course I'll add some to the egg dye image too. Afterwards, I'll spray the images with clear matte sealer to lock in the glitter, and also so that the ink doesn't smear, because these images were printed with an inkjet printer, and Mod Podge will definitely smear the ink unless it's sealed. I'll add Mod Podge to the wood where the bunny will go, and I'll also add a layer to the back of the image too. I'll do my best to align the paper bunny with the wood. And once it's in place, I'll roll over it with my brayer to make sure I have good contact. And I do the same with the egg dye image. And we'll add a top coat of Mod Podge to seal it. When the top coat has dried, I'll pull out my inks again and hit the sides of the wood. I have this sweet gingham bow, and I'm going to add it right here with some hot glue. And we'll add a cute wee red pom-pom. To hide the separation in my images, I'm using some green festooning as grass. I'll link my video that shows how to make it in the description box. I run a line of hot glue right where the bunny meets the die image. And I'll scrunch it up a wee bit. I'm going to glue it around the back too, and trim off any excess. Of course, the Easter bunny needs some eggs. So I'm going to glue these glitter eggs in the festooning grass, and I'm going to go from end to end. I place my first egg in the middle because that helps me with spacing the eggs out evenly. I forgot to show me adding this stand. I just glued it to the back horizontally. This is such a quick project, and I just love how it turned out. Hope you like it too. I'm participating today in an excellent vintage Easter collab hosted by Melissa of Buckeye Girl. I'll have links to the playlist and Melissa's channel in the description box. Lots of cool vintagey goodness, so be sure to check out the playlist. DIY number 2 is a coordinating piece. It's this really cute Easter assemblage. So this is a pepper can, and I just coated the black pepper can with a couple coats of white spray paint. I'm going to head over to my silhouette and cut out a label for this. If you'd like to see how I designed the label, I'll have a short video linked in the description box that shows the process. So I'm just going to add my vinyl to the can. I designed this to resemble a vintage turkey can. The bottom part here wraps around the sides because the sides will be visible. I didn't bother with the back though. I want the words to line up. They're pretty much the same size. The inspiration can had a little oval up in the corner, so I just cut out a little oval that says OK. I also cut out these little red peep bunnies for the sides. I want this can to look really old, so I'm going to distress the can with the vintage photograph ink, and I'm just tapping it on the edges where the can would organically rust and wear. I printed a smaller version of the bunny and the die label, as well as some coordinating Easter eggs, and I'm just going to ink them up exactly the same way that I did for the big bunny. I'll glue my images to some lollipop sticks, and I'm going to add a bit of cardstock over the stick for, extra support. I'm going to group the eggs so that they all go on one lollipop stick, and I'm just going to glue these two together. And I'm using double-sided tape on the third one to add a bit of dimension. And now we'll glue on the stick. I'll glitter the bunny and the egg dye package with Glamour Dust. But the eggs, I'm going to use sugar glitter on those just to mix it up a wee bit. And to pull in that gingham, I'm going to add a bow to the eggs. Using scrap styrofoam in the can so we can anchor the elements. I'm going to fill the can with some Dollar Tree grass. I thought this grass really had a vintage vibe. I thought that color was dead on 1960s. And anyway, next we'll add all our ephemera. I'll pop a couple of styrofoam eggs here in the front. Felt it needed a 3D element, and we'll give the grass a wee trim once everything's in. There. Done. Love it. Save those spice cans and make adorable assemblage containers. DIY 3 is this adorable little block assemblage. So to make this, we're using a Dollar Tree wooden cube, a large one, 2 little wooden cubes, a vintage printout, and vinyl lettering, and other bits and bobs. So I'm going to use my glue stick to add an extra piece of cardstock to our wee chick. I'm calling him Scooter. So we'll cut him out and glitter him up. Now after I glittered him, I should have inked him, but I got ahead of myself. No worries though, we'll take care of that later. In the meantime, I'll paint one side of the block white and the rest I'll paint with Ceramcoat Watermelon. I apply my Happy Easter vinyl to the white side, and then I'm going to dry brush around the white with watermelon and around the red with white. I think this gives it a worn, more authentic look. To add additional interest, I'm going to stamp the red sides with an Easter egg stamp. I painted the mini cubes with Ceramcoat Spring Green, and I'm going to attach them to the big cube with wood glue and hot glue. And I'm going to use hot glue to attach Scooter to the wee cubes. And it was right about now that I realized I hadn't inked any of this yet, so we'll get to that next. So here I am, inking it up with the vintage photograph, and I'm just hitting all the edges real quick, and I will come back and do the black ink as well. I'm using my 3-in-1 glue to add some Dollar Tree grass all around the block, and then once I get it on there, I'll give it a trim. I'll add a gingham bow center front, and I'll glue this baker string bow that I had to the back to finish it. There we go. Isn't he cute? Wee Scooter. I picked him because his colors coordinated with the Easter Bunny. And you know, he's from the same time period, so I think they work well together. Here's the final look. I want to thank Melissa for bringing us all together. Please be sure to check out the playlist. You'll find the link in the description box. Check out all the cool vintage inspired projects and show some love. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Stay creative, my friends. Thanks for hanging with me. See you next time. Up all night with Monica.